Mr. Chair, Minister, have you done an economic analysis, an impact analysis on the fuel standard and what it will have on farms and food prices?
As you know, our price on pollution is a significant tool for this government and for the country.
It's the new fuel standard tax that's coming out. I'm not talking about the carbon tax. I'm talking about the fuel standard tax that will be coming out. Just so we're clear.
We are putting in place are there to allow this country, and the agricultural sector is part of the solution to reach our targets to fight against climate change, and we're there to support the farmers.
Of the impact this fuel standard will have on transportation, food prices, yes or no?
We collaborate with the Minister of Environment and the Department of Environment, the Department of Finance, but this tool, once again, is important for us to reach our targets.
Well, I'll take that as
we support the farmers in this direction.
Mr. Barlow, look, I'm going to stop the clock. I appreciate it, and I will be respectful of your time. You ask a question, let's let the minister. I know you have to intervene because you only have so much time, but let's be mindful, okay? Yeah, you've got 5 minutes left.
I'm trying to make it even. So
5 minutes.
Yeah, thank you. Minister, do you know the amount of beef imported from the United Kingdom last year to Canada?
We are opening up this market, and I've had the opportunity to speak, to discuss, and to challenge the 3 ministers responsible for trade and agriculture very recently. I know we have some challenges in terms of the barriers. They have come here to make some technical study, and I will keep pushing so we can export more beef over there.
Thank you. The answer is about 4,400 tons of beef was imported into Canada from the United Kingdom last year. Do you know how much Canadian beef was exported to the United Kingdom last year?
Encore une fois, comme je vous le dis,
As I said, we can do better with regards to exports towards the UK. It is a market that is very important to us and that's very close to us. We have the potential for growth there. I will continue to push my colleagues, my 3 colleagues who are in the agriculture and environment team and commerce team there in order to increase our exports.
So a massive trade imbalance, and we're seeing a similar trend with pork has gone down substantially every single year, Canadian pork exported to the UK. So why did you not prioritize addressing this trade imbalance before agreeing to the accession of the United Kingdom to the CPTPP, which seriously diminishes our strength in terms of leverage to coming to agreement? Are you going to address this, as cattlemen have said, as a failure of this government not to address that before agreeing to the accession of the UK to the CPTPP?
Vous regardez cette entente avec.
We have to look at this agreement that we have with the UK. There are agricultural sectors that are growing, corn, for example. Pork will be able to, is a market we can increase, especially frozen pork. I know that there's potential there, and I'm sure that we will be able to lift the obstacles, the non-tariffary obstacles with UK.
Lambda-Cy pesticide?
Je travaille avec l'agence, avec.
I work with the health minister on various issues for the anti-pest act.
You can clearly see that the PMRA has admitted that they made substantial mistakes in the science to delist or ban Lambda-Cy pesticide. Will you tell PMRA to immediately do a reassessment on their evaluation of Lambda-Cy pesticide?
Indépendante, les décisions sont basées.
Inaudible. I cannot tell them what to do, as you know. I can only do what's reasonable within the limits of my position. I encourage them, of course. We did do an assessment because indeed I did want to understand why this decision had been made. We must also understand that the environmental and climate context, for example, is different here than it is in the United States.
Your colleague Janet Atwin had a press conference asking the government to ban glyphosate in Canadian agriculture. As you know, under your government, Health Canada did a reevaluation of glyphosate in 2017 and has stated that glyphosate is safe. When are you going to schedule a press conference to debunk the comments made by your colleague Janet Atwin and say, ensure the message out there that glyphosate is safe for Canadian farmers to use?
Je peux vous assurer que je comprends.
I can assure you that I do understand why it's so important for our producers to have the inputs and the pesticides in order to operate. The results and the conclusions from those agencies, for example, on glyphosate, if it is used according to its label, then it is safe.
Thanks, Minister. One last question. In the budget, the foot-and-mouth vaccine bank is in there. Good to see. But there is some wording that is concerning in terms of that this will be a cost share with the provinces and territories. Is there some assurance that you can give us that if the provinces cannot afford the cost sharing or do not agree to a cost share, that this vaccine bank will go ahead through funding from the federal government alone?
We want to move ahead and we have the money, but I think it's important. And from the first conversations we've had with the provinces, we see that there's an interest and they want all of us together to make good use of the money and to increase the money so we can have an even more efficient powerful, let's say, action on this front, because it is important for some provinces more than others. I don't expect necessarily the same level of participation, but I see interest.